It is Thursday, February 2026. It's our 2025 movie year in review, also known as our annual audit of Hollywood's decision making, and an attempt to make sense of what, at times, felt like a very expensive group project. If you're new to this format, this is where we go category by category and break down the year. The expected hits, the surprise wins, the expensive misses, and the film that had executive quietly updating their resumes. We'll cover the most anticipated movies of 2025, the biggest letdowns, the most pleasant surprise, the what the hell were they thinking of decision, and then the box office scoreboard, the expected hits, the surprise overperformers, the expensive misses, and the film that cost more than a small country's GDP and still couldn't open above expectations. I think 25 was revealing. You have franchise resets, legacy finales, billion-dollar expectations, and at least one movie that clearly spent its entire budget on the trailer. Some brands prove durable, others prove nostalgia is not a business model. And the gap between hype and reality, let's just say that the tracking numbers and Twitter were not always in agreement. After we close the book of 2025, we'll look ahead at 2026, the billion-dollar hopefuls, the high-risk swings, and the projects that executives are pretending they're calm about. Okay, enough setup. I'm Robert Moda, and this is Adrenaline Cinema. All right, I am joined today by Frank Rodriguez, Mark Kirkman from Panels to Pixel, and filmmaker Adam Gonzalez from Gilded Harbor. How's it going, guys?
Going well.
All righty.
Awesome. Woohoo.
So anybody out there that normally frequents this podcast, if that sounded a little different, I'm sure for those who are familiar with the podcast, The Town with Matt Bellany, he normally does an intro like that, and I just felt like doing one as an homage to him. I always love that podcast due to the fact that it talks about the business and everything like that. But other than that, let's start with our list.
hmm
So our list of the most anticipated movies. So 2025 was actually very interesting. I would say year for movies. There was a lot of anticipation for movies out there, which really didn't hit the mark. And so the way we're gonna do this podcast, instead of us going through a ton of movies, because if not, you guys will be listening here forever. Each one of us picked a movie that we were anticipating, not that the public out there or that the business or the industry was anticipating, but we were anticipating. So I'm going to start with Adam. Adam, what was your most anticipated movie of the year?
For me, it would have to be the James Gunn Superman movie. I think there was a lot of expectations and hype, and there was like a changing of the guards at WB. So, you know, getting out of an older universe and going into a new universe. Obviously new actor, like someone playing Superman is like somebody playing, James Bond 007, right? Like it's so I think it was a lot of again anticipation to see how well this movie could have, done at the box office and just critically and audience wise. Um, I think I mean, I don't know if we're actually talking about our personal feelings on the movies, if we're getting to that right now, but
If you want to talk about
um,
your personal feeling, I mean, is your movie also listed on the other categories or
no,
no? Yeah, then go ahead, man.
yeah,
Just give us your opinion on it because you know my opinion already.
yeah. Honestly, like, I mean, listen, I'm still Zack Snyder trilogy. I think that did good. I think Man of Steel is still pinnacle. Superman. And we did a whole podcast just on Superman by himself. Um, Again, it had its shining moments. I think it did decently in the box office from what I remember. But I think they expected it to do much better. Um, but the problem with at least for me, the problem with this movie is that it didn't feel like a Superman movie. I feel like it was just saturated with a lot of characters. And um, I think the one who stole the movie was Mr. Terrific. I thought he was
Yep.
awesome. But when a character like Mr. Terrific is better than the character that
Yeah.
the movie is about, then I think that's the problem. You know, I think just too many cooks in the kitchen. I think Corn Sweat can play a really good Superman if he's put in the right light. The suit still not for me. I feel like that could have been just maybe tailored better or more form fitting because he did work out for the role. Like cinematography, VFX, I think that was all fine. Soundtrack was a little bit all over the place for me. Again, I think it was just too many people and it just drew less focus on him. But again, I think because of how long it's been since we've had a person playing Superman in his own movie, there was just a lot of hype to build up from it. Um, I don't know. We'll see how this leads to the Supergirl movie, I think happening later on this year. But yeah, I think I don't know. Superman had to be like again, there was a few movies, but I think that was probably just the most, just because of just the build up leading up to it.
Mm.
I will say I think it was a good Guardians of the Galaxy film.
Yeah.
It had a lot of camaraderie, a lot of intros, and a lot of comedic energies that Gunn always gives in his movies. And yeah, with the Justice Gang and everything else, it entertained. It was a great popcorn film for those who don't really embrace Superman.
I don't say it isn't entertaining. I just like we talked about this in the podcast the last time.
Yeah.
And exactly what Adam just said. If the best part of your Superman movie is Mr. Terrific, that's definitely a problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree. Yeah, I definitely have to agree with Adam. Not my favorite at all.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I was disappointed with it. And I just went into it with very low expectations. But, like Adam said, Henry Cavill is still the Superman that I want to see on film. And I like that version of the DC universe better, the darker version than this one, which was kind of goofy. And I was just not into it. I felt like the characters were just bland. I didn't really feel like, Superman was it looked powerful like the way Henry Cavill portrayed Superman. So, but this movie made some money, and the thing is that people were raving about how much money it made, but when you really compare it to adjusted dollars, Man of Steel still came out better. They had more audience go out to the movies to watch this movie than this Superman. So. And how about you, Frank? What was your most anticipated movie for you?
So for me, and I'm glad I picked something different from everybody else, so or at least I hope I did. I'm a huge fan of the Predator series, so Predator Badlands was my most anticipated film going in. I tried to make sure that I got to the theater to see it, but things didn't work out. I finally did see it recently when it came out on Hulu. And I was blown away. I really thought it was a good movie overall. Like Dan Trachtenberg's got a great track record so far. And overall, like from beginning to end, I was there. I was in for it, and I was not disappointed at all.
Fantastic. Yeah, I thought actually it was actually very well done, and I'm surprised that now, he has a good track record. He really loves this whole franchise, and he puts a lot of love into it.
And it shows.
And yeah, and it definitely shows compared to the garbage that we have gotten in the past.
Right.
Yes.
Unfortunately, it seems like Paramount actually has hired him for some projects, and so getting Predator movies to come out frequently is going to be probably not as much, even though he has said that he's going to work on some of those projects, and hopefully get those out to us. But you know what? Knowing Paramount, they're just gonna bombard him with with a bunch of projects, and we won't see another Predator movie probably for another 5 years.
Or
So,
three. Yeah.
or three, yeah. So, how about you, Mark? What was your most anticipated?
Oddly enough, you guys all know me from Panels to Pixels podcast, Adrenaline Cinema Podcast, head of the Pyrocore Entertainment Podcast, and the PyrocoreEntertainment.com website, for which we control everything and put out all this content. I love Marvel films, as you guys know. So my first and foremost one was always the Thunderbolts.
Cool.
And it still is. And that was the one that I was looking forward to the most. Oddly enough, because it was the underdog. Because we not only did we get the Thunderbolts, but because Marvel put out two films. First the Thunderbolts, and then we got Fantastic Four First Steps. So my first looking forward to anything for 2025 was the Thunderbolts. And guess what? It led me to being satisfied at what we got because it was an underdog kind of storytelling and even movie. And a lot of people are like talking it down. And honestly, it fulfilled everything that I thought it would come through with, unlike Fantastic Four First Steps. But I really did enjoy what Florence Pugh had done, David Harbour, the whole cast, people that we did lose within the film, and continuing on that Marvel saga. It didn't make as much as they anticipated, but it really fulfilled me as a fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it fulfilled all my needs as far as where we're going to go within that Marvel kind of journey that we're going to get since Endgame had ended and we've been let down for the past 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, no, I when I saw it, I didn't know what to make of it at first. I think it was in the second or third showing, where I kind of, what I would say, appreciated the movie. It really touched upon a lot of, especially mental health
Right.
issues and things like that. So I thought it was well done in that sense. I thought Florence Pugh did a phenomenal job with how she conveyed how much she misses her family. Those little things like that actually worked for me.
Mhm.
What's unfortunate is that this movie just didn't gain enough traction, and it's
No, it didn't.
the problem I think the MCU is having right now. And I'll touch upon that too, because my biggest letdown was Fantastic Four. I was really looking forward to that. And while it was still a good movie, it was a entertaining movie, it just didn't blow my socks off.
Same here.
And for the superheroes that are supposed to be, Marvel's first family, it should have been bigger than life. And that just didn't happen. And this is something I felt that should have came out probably years ago, not now. So, and that's, I think, the biggest thing that's going on with the Marvel Cinematic Universe is that it's just it's lost its magic somehow. And we'll get into the upcoming movies that's coming out from Marvel this year, and hopefully those actually will somehow rekindle that love for it. But after I would say after the Infinity Saga, the multiverse part of it just really, what I would say, didn't live up to the expectations. But I also think that the Disney Plus shows really killed
It
a
ruined
lot of
it.
that. Yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of that anticipation. I mean, when you have a freaking show coming out every 3 months,
Right.
that anticipation of watching something special is no longer there. So
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, I would
glad
say
that.
too, that I think it also just got too big too fast,
yeah,
and
Mhm.
people can't keep up with. Like I would say, like an Infinity Saga. My wife, not even a comic book person or superhero person, she understood most of it. Like she understood, like, oh
right.
yeah, I remember this one from this movie. after
Mm-hmm.
that, now when we go see, when I drag her to see a Marvel movie, I have to spend like the trailers explaining to her, like, okay, this is what this
This is
character is
what's
going to
happening.
be. I watched most of the show. I missed some episodes, and this is this character, just so that she can not go into it blindly. Even with that explanation,
To
you can't
catch
enjoy it
up.
because
Yeah.
you're trying to connect all these dots, and then
Right.
I think again, I think it's and I don't think they're going to be able to like recover from that. And I think their recovery, again, we'll get into, I guess, later on, but like that's the Avengers Doomsday. I think that's trying to bring it back and like reset this clock, whatever it is. But
This continuity.
yeah,
Yep.
um, I liked Thunderbolts. I think I did not expect it to be like what Rob was saying, to go down some darker paths, which I actually
Right.
prefer because I can't stand it when it's just all jokes and when
Mm-hmm.
something serious happens, they have to
Yes.
land a joke because they can't stay serious. And I mean, look what they did with Thor. Thor started out super serious, and now like he's just a bunch of one-liners.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's yeah. I think Thunderbolts. I'm in line with what you guys were saying with that.
Yeah, and the thing with Thor was that it did start serious, and then what was it? Ragnarok
Right.
Ragnarok made it more comedic.
had the sweet spot of him having that sense of humor, but he was still kind of a serious character.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, they took it way too far with Love and Thunder.
Yes.
But when you watch James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy, all three movies, even though they're funny and they have a lot of
Right.
humor, they were still very good movies, and they
They had a
still
lot
hit.
of depth.
Correct. So it was like in an entire, I would say, series of 30 movies or something like that, which you need some humor sometimes, in the middle of all that. That was the perfect time to put that humor in there.
Hmm.
I just think that, yeah, it didn't, it didn't grab me at all. The
Oddly, ironically, if you think about it, with James Gunn, with the Superman movie that we just got in July, you would think he would have had carried both depths of realism and the humor that he gives and gravitas within his script and showmanship, and yet it really didn't. You got a little bit confused. Same thing with Peacemaker, but with Peacemaker, you got a really serious depth and tone with season 2 this year, which I do love. And I really think that he had more time to work on Peacemaker 2 than he did with the actual Superman film,
yeah.
which we'll talk about later and
I
what we
don't.
look hopeful
Here's the thing. I
for.
don't know why it is that Superman just irks me, because James Gunn,
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy, Peacemaker, I believe, what,
It's
Suicide
like hit
Squad.
or miss at one
Right.
So
time.
he had
Yeah.
all those movies, and I enjoyed them. And all of a sudden,
Mhm.
Superman came along, and I don't know if it was because I was still holding on too tight to the Henry Cavill Superman.
Mm.
Maybe I needed to, get, have like 10 years before,
I
of no
still hold on
Superman before,
to the
or something
Christopher
like that.
Reeves,
Yeah.
Superman as well too.
Yeah.
Here we go.
And
By the way, I didn't give you my most anticipated movie, because I went right
do
into
it.
biggest letdown. So my biggest anticipated movie, believe it or not, was F1. I
Oh,
love,
okay.
I love car racing, and the one thing that the one thing I heard was about how this movie was just so damn expensive. You also, then I heard, of course, how Brad Pitt and the other actor were actually driving real F1 cars, or F2 cars actually, and they were converted to look like F1s, but they were actually driving in the same freaking tracks that real F1 drivers were driving. And as a matter of fact, they even filmed part of it during real races. So it was, to me, it was just a very impressive movie. It's a sports movie, it's a racing movie, but I don't know, there was just something about it that I liked so much. I've watched it already like 5 or 6 times or something like that. That's how much I like it. I like the soundtrack. I like the fact that it's an underdog movie. Here's a guy that, was supposed to probably be a champion in his young age, and because of an unfortunate accident, He just ended up, not getting back into racing right away. And then when he did, small races here and there, but he was winning. So he just got, he got the opportunity to get back into F1 to try to see if he could, rekindle that. So I liked it a lot. It was a gamble for Apple to do this movie. And it actually did very well. I mean, I think if I'm not mistaken, it did something like $600 million, which that's not a bad thing. So
Well, you know what? That movie did a really good job of blending VFX with captured footage
yeah,
because they could have easily just gone the full VFX route and you would have felt the difference. And for a movie that's highly dependent on the realism of racing, you would have it
Yeah.
would have felt like you were playing a video game. And I
right,
think because they blended as much real footage into the VFX, so
Hmm.
the VFX were more complementing rather than like the main driver.
Hmm.
Um, I think that amplified everything. That amplified the soundtrack. That amplified the audio, mixing.
True.
And then of course I think Brad Pitt's an amazing actor. He's in a lot of my favorite movies, and
yeah,
Same here.
I think he just sells it.
Yeah. And it
Like
attracts you
he
to the
carried it
movie
so
too.
well. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also too, within the same year, we also got Gran Turismo, if you'll remember.
Yeah, that one was
yeah.
good.
And
I
that
like
was
that
a
one too.
surprise, man. Let me tell
That
you.
was a surprise hit to me. I really I gravitated towards that. It was a true story, apparently, and I really liked it. Even though, did it go direct to streaming or did it go direct to the films? That's what I'm
No, I mean, it
concerned
went to
about.
the theaters. I saw it in theater. I saw it in
It
the
went to the
Dolby
Yeah,
theater
theater,
for
same
a
and it
little
was
while.
actually
Yeah.
fantastic.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
So, yeah, pretty cool. So the next one would be biggest letdown, and like I said already, my biggest letdown was Fantastic Four due to the fact that I felt that this movie should have come out a long time ago. But Mark, let's get to you. What was your biggest letdown for 2025?
Oh, all right. Well, we all know I'm a huge horror enthusiast at times. And one that we had was Megan from years ago, but they
Oh my
decided to
God.
put out a sequel. And I was looking forward to it. It's like, how could they reinvent this? They already gave us the AI robot that went rogue and went crazy and killed everybody. And now it's like, oh, hold on. Let's make her a hero in this film. Oh my goodness. The AI just keeps moving forward. And they make her within the movie itself. She goes, can you make me taller and older? And because the actor or the actress that was in it was older at this point. So they had to make her older, and it played into the AI convention. And I'm like, oh my God, this film, it just got worse. Bad enough, a lot of people hated the first film. I had high hopes for the first film. The second film, they made it far worse. Oh my
Yeah.
God. What could be worse other than Black Phone 2? I don't
Yeah.
know. But I'm a huge horror fan, as you know, but Megan takes the cake when it comes to really bad
The first
writing
Megan.
and everything else.
Yeah, the first Megan became like a whole, what was it, like a social media
Like a-
sensation through
Right.
social
Yeah.
media and all that stuff with the dance. And I saw it and I was like, oh, okay, this is actually pretty good. And then, but I didn't see the second one. And the second one, I mean, as soon as I heard the reviews, I'm like, I'm not even going to bother, man.
So
And it
kind
sucks
of
because
funny.
that had. Oh no, go you go.
No, kind of funny. I just say real quick. That was money. That was the movie that I had for my "What Were They Thinking?" Megan 2.0.
And that's fine. I mean,
But we'll get it. We'll get back to it.
I was gonna say that Megan had the potential to be like this generation's Chucky.
Yes.
That's what I was really hoping to get out of this. Like, okay, cool. It has all the elements, right? It has AI, it has technology. You gender swap the doll. So I was like, like I was all for it. I was like, you know what, this like the ingredients made sense when I saw it. Now, obviously, I didn't have like high expectations, but I'm like, okay, even when you look back at some of the Chucky movies, they go up and down, but again, even if they got worse, they got better. The Chucky movies, but
right.
the for this one, I was like, oh, this would be cool if this became like this generation's Chucky. But then again, like what Mark said, they made her a hero, and I'm like, this is like Fast and the Furious, where the last villain joins the group in the next movie
Exactly.
to help
Yeah.
defeat the next villain, and then that villain joins the group to then defeat the next villain, and then they all become family.
But I
So
didn't
that's
really mean to hurt you. Oh, can
yeah.
you release my inhibitor chips so I don't hurt other people? Oh, and then in the convention format with other AI robots. What the hell is going on in this film? Yeah,
Yeah, no,
Exactly.
By the way, speaking of AI robots, have you guys seen the it was a kung fu demonstration that they did
Mhm.
on stage with robots and other kung fu performers. And
Nah.
these things were just insane. At first, I thought, no, this has to be AI. Somebody went ahead and did some AI. No, these things are like, I'm like, China's so ahead of us in,
Oh
in
yeah.
robotics right now. It's just
Oh, so we might get
insane.
Megan 3. Great.
There
Yeah,
you go,
no,
man.
that'd be great.
Yeah. Or
So,
the real Megan from Transformers, who did a movie about an AI robot that went crazy and had sexual relations with her owner. If you remember that, Megan Fox
oh, what?
from Trans.
Oh
Megan
no, not Megan
Fox.
Fox. No, it was the girl that he was dating in college, and then when he went into the
Yeah.
bedroom, she transformed, and then like she had like that robotic, weird
Well, he
tongue
wasn't
thing.
okay.
No,
So
no,
yeah, I
no.
think you
He's
guys are
talking
getting it all
about.
wrong. So he was still dating Megan Fox. It's just he was going out. He was going to college, and some girl
Oh
started
no,
hitting
that's
on
the
him.
Transformers movie. No, Megan
He's
Fox
talking about the other
actually.
movie.
There's another movie that came out
Right.
where she played an AI robot
Oh
that
yes, I
was
remember
a
that one.
supplement for his wife who had cancer, who was in hospital to take care of
Right.
him
And then
and
she
his
takes
daughter.
over.
And then she kind of sneakily does this AI thing of trying to take over his world and having sexual relations with
Well, listen. I
as
mean,
a
if I had
robot.
Megan Fox as a robot, I mean,
Yeah, would you fix her thumbs though?
probably. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. We'll see. How
Yeah.
about you, Adam? What was your biggest letdown for the year?
For me, I think it was Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning. Um,
I agree.
it was basically the end of an era. Like that movie spans across so many years, and I was kind of hoping for Tom Cruise to kind of go out the same Craig route in his last Bond movie. I think he
Right.
should. I mean, spoiler alert, but he doesn't die. Um, or unspoiler alert, I should say. I think he should have just it should have ended with him. And then if there's any other Mission Impossible movies that come out, either make it paying homage to his crew or whatever, or his whole crew should have sacrificed himself, or I don't know. But I think it was a missed opportunity, and it almost feels like they left it open for him to do another one. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, this is Final Reckoning, not maybe Final Reckoning. It's I
Not
don't
the
think it
middle.
did.
Not the middle reckoning.
Yeah, yeah. I think even the name changed to something else, and then they called it Final Reckoning. But yeah, I think and I can't stand that they keep showing the biggest stunt in the movie in the trailers. Like, leave it for the movie. Like, leave it for the movie, so that when I go there, I can see what crazy thing he decided to do, like strap himself to whatever. But yeah, I just think the ending for me was not where it should have went to, and I
Right.
think the box office actually kind of reflected that too.
Oh yeah, well, and we'll talk about that in the box
Yeah.
office later. But no, I actually enjoyed the movie. I don't know why, I just did. I found it entertaining, but it wasn't again like blowing my socks off or anything. It was just like, oh, it's another Mission Impossible movie. And like you said, they left it open. And from what I hear, there is going to be now another Mission Impossible movie.
Oh
He's
no.
probably not going to be the lead on this one. He's is more of a passing the torch kind of thing. But I was just like, does it have to be that way? Or couldn't we just like reboot the entire thing or something like that? But he has his, I don't think that he the studio, from what I hear, Paramount was not happy with the ending of that, and that's why they want to do more of a good passing the torch kind of movie with him in it. But probably he, like I said, he's not probably going to do the lead. And so, did I ask you, Frank, about your biggest disappointment or your biggest
No,
letdown?
no, that's okay.
Go ahead.
Do it.
So for me, I picked Captain America: Brave New World. There's a lot that was riding on this movie because it's bringing in like Red Hulk, who is a really liked character, and it's specifically like because it's secretly Thunderbolt Ross, and nobody really found that out for a long time when he first came out. Now this movie is going to throw it out there basically, and the way they did it was, oh, he was secretly turned into the Red Hulk. No, he would gladly turn into the Red Hulk if somebody offered it to him. So why do it that way? But anyway, yeah, I wanted the movie to be good because I love Captain America and stuff like that, and I was okay with Chris Evans leaving and Anthony Mackie taking over because I did watch the Captain America Winter Soldier. I enjoyed that series. And I feel like he could be the Captain America, but it kind of was a letdown. It didn't really meet the expectations of what I had. And
True.
that's just the way it is.
And there's a reason. I think there was a big reason for that. I think the big reason was that a lot of people who did not watch, the Captain America Winter Soldier series, all of a sudden they were going to a Captain America movie.
Yeah.
And they're like, where the hell
Yeah.
is Chris Evans? Or at least something
Right.
about Chris Evans. And that was part of that was disappointing. The other part is, people who don't know who the Red Hulk is, all of a sudden it's like, oh, now there's a red one. So there was a lot of confusion
And since
in
when
there.
are they red?
Yeah, or something like that. I don't
There
think
was changes between the movie if you saw it in the theater. I don't know if did you guys notice the heat resonating off the Red Hulk in the theater or when you saw it on streaming or DVD or Blu-ray? Or
no, I
4K
don't.
Blu-ray.
I mean,
I saw it
I
on
don't remember
streaming.
anything of the movie right now. I mean, that's how much it meant to me.
I did not realize
But that's
that
part
there
of
was
what Red Hulk
heat.
is.
Yes, yeah, and I saw it recently when I was rewatching it on 4K through Apple TV Plus, and I actually own the download. You could see the heat resonating from the Hulk, especially when he grabs the car and his hand is boiling and it explodes
Right.
the gas tank. And that's the one thing I think they probably eliminated. And a friend of mine who was an extra at a certain point too, because there was a lot of reshoots throughout this. And a
Right.
friend of mine, my friend Jeff, who lives in Georgia, was as an extra on site when they did that with the leader scenes when they found him in the courtyard. They had to do different makeups at certain points. They changed the makeup of the actor himself because he was going to have the traditional tall head with the
Right.
hair, and then they changed it to the mutated version of a brain within CGI, which I thought was like just should have kept it the original way, like in the comic, and it would have been fine. But the thing is that they changed and they did so many reshoots. There was so many cut scenes. I saw the cut scenes literally within the film when I saw it in the theaters. I knew there was a cut scene between in the very beginning with Sam when he was in the bar and he was talking to somebody else, and they just cut that out completely. And there were other cut scenes that they had to reshoot. And it's really sad. It's like if me, who is trying to watch this not as a podcaster, but somebody as a casual viewer for the first time, and I'm spotting this, you really need to go back, revise, reshoot, and make it fluid. to the
Well,
point
the whole
where
thing was, I mean, the whole thing was right. The whole thing just didn't flow good. The
Yeah,
dialogue
no.
was not the best. The
yeah,
whole adamantium thing, with like I was always hoping, here's what I was in the Eternals, I was always hoping that was a different universe
yes,
than the MCU universe. But now it's
hmm
like we have a hand and a head sticking out of the
Right.
Pacific, and I'm like, and now everybody's fighting for this. It was just like, I'm like, where are you going with this, man? This thing is just really, really, really bad. And honestly, as much as Harrison Ford is a legend,
yes,
I don't think he was Thunderbolt Ross.
He
Period.
was phoning it in.
Yeah,
yeah.
this was just a
He's not
horrible.
William Hurt. William
No,
Hurt brought character to Thunderbolt Ross over
right.
the years
Yeah.
within Marvel, even before Marvel at that point. And what did we have? Oh, what's his name? Big mustachioed guy, Sam. He was in The Mask, a whole bunch of other films. Anyhow, we had him for
Sam
one
Elliott?
movie.
No.
Sam Elliott. Yep,
Yeah.
you were correct. And the thing is that William Hurt actually lived through the whole Marvel saga. Unfortunately, we lost him, but they had to replace him. So
Right.
that's why they wound up, having Harrison Ford make that casual comment of, I had to change my look for the look
Yeah.
of
Well,
the
I heard that
people
he didn't
for
want
the
to really
president.
grow a mustache. That was the whole thing, too, from what I heard. So, by the way, if
that's-
you really want to see Harrison Ford at 84, I think is where he is.
Yes.
Watch the show Shrink, which is on
Oh
Apple
yeah,
TV.
it's amazing. It's a great show.
Fantastic. Absolutely
Yeah.
fantastic. So I'm not saying that Harrison Ford can't, still, act or anything like that. But in this one, this just was not his role that he should have had. So tell
I
me
would have
something, guys.
chosen. I was going to say I would have chosen Stephen Lang, the guy who plays the Colonel in Avatar.
In Avatar, yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah,
That
I
would have been
could've
a bad,
seen-
yeah, that would have
Yes.
been good.
I
That
think
would
he
actually
would have
been very
been.
good.
He
Really
would have
good.
been great as that, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
he's a really
he
good
brings
actor.
the physicality. He could have
Before we
rocked
go
the
to
beard,
anything
no
else.
beard.
Yeah,
Right.
no, absolutely. So,
Before
guys,
we go to anything else,
for the
wait,
year,
I want to
go
cheat.
ahead.
I want to cheat just for a second.
Go ahead.
Okay, another letdown, in which I'm going to put it there, but it's not really a letdown.
Go ahead.
28 years later,
Oh,
and only for
Bone
one
Temple?
reason. No, 28 years later.
Oh, the actual movie 20 years
The
later.
actual movie, 28 years later,
Okay.
which I enjoyed all the way through, right up until that fucking ending.
Yes, but
What
here's my thing, Frank.
the
Did you
shit
see
was
the
that?
Bone Temple yet? Have you seen the Bone Temple?
No, but see, here's
Okay.
the thing.
I feel the same way, but watch the Bone Temple, then you're gonna
And
love that ending.
That's great. But at the time, we didn't know that they were coming out with another movie. We just
Yeah.
basically got this ending that made no sense. And the movie is solid throughout the way they did it. I thought it was
Yeah.
a great movie.
Yeah.
But that ending literally had me sitting there going, what in the...
Yeah.
I don't
Honestly,
know what I'm
I
looking
felt
at
the
here.
same way. But if you watch the Bone Temple, then you're not gonna
That's
hate
what I
that
heard.
ending.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
heard.
I would
So
highly
basically-
recommend watching the Bone Temple.
So basically, we got another Evil Dead kind of ending going, what the WTF is going on? Yeah. And then we get another movie going, oh, okay, start
Well,
over again.
I mean, I
Let's
guess,
have fun.
yeah, I haven't watched any of the movies, so I mean, I will have to watch them for me to know.
Yeah.
So now we go to the next one. So, for the 2025, what was your most pleasant surprise when you went to the movie that you were like, wow, I can't believe that how good that was?
Frank, you go first.
Yeah, Frank, you go. Since
All
I
right,
went
I'm going to
first
throw it
last
out there. Rob's probably not going to like it.
time. Go ahead.
Why
For
wouldn't I like
me,
it?
it was K-pop Demon Hunters.
Oh, Jesus.
I try to watch it, unfortunately, and honestly, it might not be my forte. I used to love a lot of anime back in the day. I could understand the appeal and the music and everything else, but it wasn't in my wheelhouse of what I
And
like.
that's okay.
And that's
You know what I'm
fine.
saying?
And it's great, but it did well for a lot of people. A lot of my friends loved it. A lot of my friends who are fellow podcasters have covered it and they love it to death. And they go, I said I couldn't make it like the first quarter into the film. And they're like, why? You love music, you love anime. I'm like, it just did not work for me.
The first time I couldn't make it past 5 minutes. The first time I just couldn't do 5 minutes of it, and I was like, this is garbage for me. And then I decided to watch the whole thing. I kind of plowed through the whole thing, and as I sat there were these little moments that I went, oh, that's kind of cool. But then when I saw the whole thing, I went, okay, few cool things, maybe 10% of that. The rest did nothing. And I mean absolutely nothing for me. And I'm like, I do not know what the appeal on this is. But go ahead, Frank.
Go ahead.
So, again, this is the one that was the biggest surprise. And I went into this, realistically, I wasn't even going to watch the damn movie. And I wasn't thinking, I'm like, why not? I keep hearing good things about it. Fine. And I guess because I went in with really low expectations, for me, it became like this thing where I was like, wow, I love it. I love the feelings behind it. I like the music itself. It didn't draw me out of it. I mean, it's like any other musical. You go in, if you're going to go watch Wicked, you expect that there's going to be a whole lot of singing, So it's just like that. If you
I don't have a problem with singing. It just like I said, it didn't appeal to me. And what really saddens me is that this thing got nominated for Oscars, and I'm like, I know it's gonna sweep those categories that it got nominated for. I know it's gonna fucking sweep. And I'm like,
it is. Yeah, maybe. It's gonna sweep a lot. Yeah.
So how about you, Adam? What was your biggest surprise?
So this one, I went into it. I think I saw the trailer once, and I was like, "Oh, I mean, art house film." And it's actually my favorite movie of last year. I think across any category, and it's the movie Hamnet.
Oh
with
yeah,
Josie Buckley and Paul Mescal. When I tell you that, like, it's probably now in like my top 10 of all my favorite movies.
Really?
Not even 2025, just in general. I think it's obviously, like, when I go, I try my best to go into a movie the first time to not watch it with like a filmmaker's, beer goggles. But sometimes you can't help because, some things stand out. But when I tell you that there's nothing about this movie that I would even change or tweak, like, I think it's a masterclass in like acting. The cinematography is great. The wardrobe, the set design, the music. It's crazy emotional. I'd never read like the book that it's based off of. So I was really going in blind on what this whole thing was about. And it was honestly, I think it got nominated for a lot of awards, and it won a few awards. I think it should win all the awards, in my opinion. I think it was just a really, again, it's a huge tearjerker in all the good ways. But yeah, and I didn't see this in a normal theater, because at first when it was really released to like local privately owned theaters. And I think once it started getting like awards, now you're starting to see it in like AMC's and Regals, and which is kind of a shame, because I feel like this movie should have just gotten that red carpet like right from the beginning. But whatever, better late than never.
That's not the Hollywood we live in anymore, man.
It's not.
Exactly right.
But if you haven't seen this movie, it's really good. Like, again, I think it's my favorite movie from last year.
I think you sold me on it, man.
Yeah, me too. I hadn't watched it.
Yeah, Mark, what was your pleasant surprise?
Oh wow! As you guys know me, I love music. I worked in music. I worked in professional audio recording, live sound, and everything else. Anything that has to do with music, I love. There were 3 movies that were real life kind of movies that I was looking forward to. One was the Smashing Machine.
Man.
I know that one. I'm just barreling it down. Smashing Machine was something I was looking forward to because it was like UFC. It was the original UFC. It was a true story.
Right.
All of these are true stories. The next one was the Springsteen movie, Deliver Me from, what was it? Oh, From Nowhere. And it was his first original thing. So anything music related, I love. And then the last one, which blew me away and blew my socks off, was Song Sung Blue. And
Yep,
it was
that was great.
Hugh Jackman. And Hugh Jackman sings throughout this whole movie too, by the way, based upon a documentary about somebody who was like a duo, a couple that created a whole Barry Manilow tribute.
No, Neil
show.
Diamond.
Neil Diamond.
Neil Diamond.
Yeah, it
Neil
was
Diamond.
Neil Diamond.
Sorry, it's like I had to get it right. It's like I get them mixed up. I don't know why. Neil Diamond, perfect. But the thing is, you had Kate Hudson in it, and Kate Hudson did not look like Kate Hudson anymore. It looked like Kate Hudson became a house mom, gained all the weight. Hugh Jackman became the regular, ordinary guy, was playing regular concert halls or festivals, and just being Neil Diamond as a joke, or even Elvis at a certain point. It had the story, the grit, everything that was true tragedy within the family, but the feeling in the heart. And it was something that I was like, I've been wanting and was interested in. And I was really interested in the Springsteen one, but the Springsteen one made me feel, I'm like, oh my God, I'm depressed. But with this one, with all the tragedy that happened within that family, but the outcome overall was so revitalizing. It was so great. And I'm sorry, everybody, if I said, Barry Manilow. I was like, what the hell was I thinking? Neil Diamond. It was on
Now
the
they're
tip
going
of
to
my
comment
brain.
like crazy, man. You'll
Let
see.
them comment like crazy. Mark, you don't know what the
Honestly,
hell you're talking about.
honestly,
But
Mark, that movie was great. And Kate Hudson, I did not realize that she's like a real singer, real
yes.
performer.
Yeah.
She plays instruments. Like
Mm-hmm.
there was like no faking it. And obviously, we already know Hugh Jackman knows how to like sing and all that stuff. So
Right.
again, I would say this is like my close second for
Yes.
most pleasant surprise movie. It was and I like Neil Diamond. He makes great music, but yeah, this was it was another good movie. And then yeah, like you said, I didn't realize it was based off of a documentary, which I think you can watch for free on YouTube.
It's
Um,
YouTube, Tubi, or Pluto TV, everybody.
yeah,
So check it
and it's the
out.
same title too as the movie.
Yes, it is. And
Interesting.
it's a really good story. You'll cry, you'll laugh, you'll love. And there's tragedy in it, but there's also things that make you smile. And that's what I like about it, because whoever directed it, wrote it, and created this and produced it did a really great job. And if this does not get an Oscar, I'm not sure if it was up for an Emmy because I didn't watch the Emmys, but if it gets an Oscar some sort of Oscar nod.
I don't think it was eligible for an Emmy, but I know for Golden Globes, I think somebody won something for that movie.
Okay.
I forgot what it was. Mine, actually, believe it or not, I went into this. I saw the coming attractions. I said, well, that has to be interesting. And, that's pretty cool. And when I saw it, I was blown away by this entire movie, and it's Sinners. My God, man,
Okay.
what a great movie that was. And there's this section in there that's what made me love this movie so much, because it became a lot of things. So it became everything from, a movie about, of course, racism in the South, but
Right.
it also then became a horror film. And then it became this thing. There's this one section of this where all of a sudden it's about how music throughout the different periods
Right.
of time affected, black music and things like that. And I was just blown away by that. I mean, I love that one section of it. Michael B. Jordan. Here's the thing about Michael B. Jordan, right? So I wasn't a fan as
Okay.
much because I always felt that Michael B. Jordan always seemed like Michael B. Jordan in all his films. But here, for him to play twins, he had to be different from each other.
Right.
And in that portrayal, I say, wow, this guy is really damn good at what he's doing. And that's when I really took notice of him. And I was like, well, shit, man. And I've gone back to watch other movies, and I think him as an actor, I think he's growing and getting better and better. So that's why I think that maybe, in his other his other roles, he just seemed like a one type of character person. But here, man, he just did such a great job on that. And like I said, I think, Ryan Coogler just freaking knocked it
Yeah.
out of the park with the music, the visual effects. It was a great story. I mean, it was fantastic. I just thought it was such, and that it was, to me, it was like one of the biggest surprises for me of the year.
It was easy for that movie to be a surprise. Why? Because I feel like the advertising didn't do it any favors.
Oh no,
I know
exactly.
they didn't want to give away anything, right? You don't want to give anything away, and I was actually really pleasantly surprised to find out that it was a vampire movie. Because I literally thought from the trailers that I saw, I'm like, oh, it's a Southern African American mafia movie, with just gangsters, And then when I actually saw it, I was like, holy crap, this is so much more than what they showed you. And I'm
No,
always
but
great
there
about
was
it.
a trailer that actually there was a trailer where that there was something
There was some kind of supernatural
about
element.
it, right? I just didn't know
Right.
about the vampire part, but I know there was something
But
supernatural about it. Yeah,
yeah,
And
and
that's again goes to the whole, okay, Southern, oh,
right.
maybe it's going to be some kind of voodoo or something like that.
yeah,
But that was one trailer out of all the trailers that they did. And most of the trailers that they did were just Michael B. Jordan with the Tommy gun,
Right.
and you're like, oh,
yeah.
yeah, this is going to be like, it's easy to dismiss it. So that's why I'm saying it was easy for it to be a huge surprise hit. I'm really glad it did. I enjoyed the movie a lot, so I'm right
Yeah.
there with you.
Yeah, no,
It was
absolutely great. Yeah,
It was a huge surprise to the average viewer or moviegoer. For those that are comic book fans, this was based upon a trade paperback that came out years ago. So a lot of this was already present. So all those comic book fans were already looking forward to. For them, it meant to them like The Crow did back in 1994.
Right.
Or movies of that nature. By the way, I did watch a sequel of The Crow recently, and I was really upset because it was the last J.O. Barr series of the Crow series, and it had Eddie Furlong and David Boreanaz. And
That's a piece of shit.
I was just
So,
like, I had to watch it recently just for fun.
It was fantastic. I mean, I again, I mean, pleasantly surprised, and it was great. And just to sneak in one little one there, the one that got bad reviews and it wasn't great, but I laughed my ass off because I went to it with such low expectations, was Anaconda with Paul Rudd and Jack Black. Let me tell you, there were scenes there that I was in stitches because of how stupid it was, but for me it was a pleasant surprise. I was like, this was a lot better than I thought, and I came out of there actually liking the film. So, the next one, go ahead.
All right. No, I was going to say with that movie, for those of you who actually want to go see that Anaconda film, give it justice, because I had to struggle within the first 45 minutes because I'm not saying it's bad on the actors, it's the writing. It just felt it prolonged to get to the joke.
Yes,
It was like 45 minutes long. Tandy Newton and you had Paul Rudd, you had Jack Black and everything. And to get the payoff and the joke, and yes, you do get callbacks from the previous Anaconda, the original Anaconda film. But the thing is that I was just like, this would have been so good if they hit it like punchline after punchline to keep us entertained till we get to that moment.
Correct.
And that's the only downfall to that movie for me.
Yeah. So the next one, what were they thinking of? Decision. So for me, was Tron Ares.
Oh, okay.
I said to myself, why do we need this movie? Why?
I've yet to watch it.
First of all, Jared Leto is absolute box office poison. So that's one thing. I don't know why they keep putting him in things, and I think this one really has made, I think, the studio go, you know what, we can't use this guy anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the movie just had nothing to do with the first two movies.
Yeah,
in a way it connected it, but not as much as it should have. And then of course you don't have the original people who came out in Tron 2. So all of a sudden now there's this thing. Like I said, the visual effects great. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think they were fantastic.
Music was awesome.
The music, when I heard that Nine Inch Nails was doing the soundtrack, I was like, oh, okay, this has to be good. I wasn't impressed. I still felt that Daft Punk had a better soundtrack.
Oh, I love Daft Punk's version in the second film. Oh my god!
And I think for me, it just, especially when they put Tron 2 in 4K, and I got to watch it, I was like, "Holy crap! This is a beautiful looking movie." The only thing that bothered me was probably
the CG.
The CG for Flynn or Tron or whoever that was supposed to look like Jeff Bridges.
Yeah.
And they even tried to fix that. From what I hear, they actually tried to fix that to do it better, but. It's still not, but it's still, it's a decent movie, but no one asked for a Tron. Why the hell did this thing come out?
Right.
This thing cost $142 million.
They tried to do an animated version years ago, a cartoon animated version.
The animated series was really popular with people.
Yeah,
but you know what? That was a cheap version of whatever they were doing, and that
on
worked.
Disney Plus back then. Yeah.
But
and it worked.
No one asked for a Tron. No one was like, we need to bring Tron back.
Yeah, exactly.
And let me tell you, this thing, like I said, don't know what the hell they were thinking about. But
yeah.
How about you, Frank?
Adam, you're muted. I know.
One comment about the soundtrack. Yes, Daft Punk soundtrack, hands down. Is amazing. I still listen to it to this day.
It's amazing.
But I just went to a Nine Inch Nails concert this past weekend, and they played the single from Tron there. And I got to say, it sounded pretty amazing, like them performing it with the lights and everything. So they gave me a little help, but I mean, we can have a whole separate podcast on Tron.
Listen, probably the concert sounds better than what the movie did. So I don't know. It's just the movie did not justify that soundtrack. The soundtrack probably could have. And I listened to the soundtrack, and I still it didn't do that much for me.
Legacy is number one for me.
Yeah, but I mean, if I was to see probably Nine Inch Nails, of course, in concert, I'd probably be like, whoa, wow, that's great. I love the music, whatever it is. But in this movie, to me, it didn't work. So
within the movie, you're saying, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, Frank, what was your what the hell they were thinking?
Sorry, I was away from the Mac. I already gave you my what were they thinking movie.
Yeah, what was it?
Megan 2.0.
That's right. You did.
Yeah. So I won't go a lot more into it, but I will say, has anybody watched the Chucky TV show?
No.
Yes,
I saw some episodes. Yeah,
I saw the first season.
Okay, I was kind of hoping that they would go the route of making her bloodier, and go like Chucky, where just all right, screw it, let's go ahead and just
Evil
make it all
influencer.
over the top.
Yeah, and then
So Annabelle was what I was hoping for with this, Megan 2.0,
a futuristic Annabelle.
Lines.
Yeah, I got you.
But that's not what we got. We got a completely different thing with, trying to make her a superhero, whatever the fuck they were thinking about.
What the F did they do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my what were they thinking movie.
All right. How about you, Mark?
Well, mine would be. Oh, you're gonna laugh at this one. I love Jurassic Park films, so mine has to go with this Jurassic Park or Jurassic World sequel that we have. What was it called? Oh, I'm trying to find it here.
Was it Rebirth?
Jurassic World Rebirth.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had some finer moments within it where they took from the original Crichton book and did the river
Right.
raft scene, which was great. Yes, but there's a lot of things in there. We got Scarlett Johansson. We get to see her lovely buttocks, her lovely face, her beautiful body, her face. And honestly, she's a really good actress. Yeah, she got paid well, and I'm glad that she did. But the thing is the movie itself, written wise, it's like, this is like something that could have been direct to DVD at certain point, but they had all major cast characters in there.
Yeah.
You had Future Blade in there. Who was it? Mahershala Ali was in it, and they had to
He's never
change
played.
his ending. Yeah, and it's just like, okay, and we got some sort of mutant dino at the very end, almost
Right.
Godzilla like. It's like, okay, but we only get it at the very end, teased in every trailer up until
Yep.
that point, thinking you're going to get it throughout the whole film. So it's kind of the ultimate tease. And it's just like, you have like key points that were okay in the film, but a very big letdown. And what were they thinking? Please come
Soulless.
Yeah,
Try
it's a franchise that they need to let die for a while.
back. Yeah.
Unfortunately, this movie made worldwide $869 million. So that
Yes.
means that there's going to be more Jurassic Parks because
Yeah.
in this movie, they had one scene that all of a sudden brought the magic back from Jurassic Park, where they even had a nice big the big soundtrack from John Williams's, Jurassic Park. Like this
Yes.
one section was like this beautiful part that I was like, wow, there it is. And then it was just like 3 minutes of that, and then it
Yep.
just went right to hell. So no,
Yeah, I
I
know.
definitely agree with you on that. How about you,
Yeah.
Adam?
Rob, you're gonna hate me. Anaconda. What were they thinking? Making
That's okay.
making a movie about making a movie. I think as a SNL skit concept, that would have been
Nice.
great. I think it had all the makings of a really condensed SNL skit, but I do not think it needed to be a 2 hour movie. I really thought it was going to be way funnier because of Jack Black and Paul Rudd. It felt like it was too scripted. I felt like maybe if they would have given them more leeway to be more off the cuff and just do their natural stuff, I think it would have
Right.
been good. But I think I felt like they fell within their tropes of like
Of
how
who they
people
are, yeah.
of who they are, and I think again I don't know. I saw it. It wasn't as funny as I would have hoped it would have been. And then even me walking out, I was like, wait, did I watch a movie about people making a movie? Yeah, I did. Okay.
You did.
Huh.
And
Yeah.
but to me there were some funny parts. I don't know
Yeah,
about
not all, but
look,
I wanted it to
when
be
they
funnier.
when was it when there was a scene where I think what was it one of them that had to take like a crap or something? No, or a piss, and he had to sit down, but then Paul Rudd had to like hold him up. That scene alone made me laugh so much because I was like, that's the most ridiculous, stupid thing I have ever seen. But it worked for me. I don't know why. There
Well,
were
what?
some
That's the
parts
thing.
that
They should do more of that. Like keep that type of humor consistent. I felt like the humor was like trying to
up
hit
and
different
down. No,
age
it's
groups
true.
at
It's
different
true.
times. And
It's true.
um again, I think if you would have just taken the best parts of that movie and condense it and make it like a skit, I think it would have landed really good. But I don't think it needs to be a 2 hour movie.
No, and
You
and
know?
and part of me agrees with that. Like I said, for me, it was a pleasant surprise because I went into it with such low expectations. I thought I was gonna, and you guys know me. There are times that I might go watch a movie, and in the middle of the movie, I go, "This thing is so bad, I'm leaving. I'm going home. I don't even finish it anymore." It's gotten to that point in my life where if the movie's bad, I don't even waste time there anymore. I'm like, you know what? The other hour, I could be doing something better. So, and this was more of a, oh, this was a lot better than I thought. So, but hey, I get you, man. All right, man. So right now we get into the box office scoreboard. And of course, this is just, maybe just like a little more info on, and more than, our personal opinions on this, but, the expected hits of the year were, of course, some of the most, like Avatar 3. Even though I thought Avatar 3 is just a rehash of Avatar 2, for me, that's what was disappointing about that movie. But I mean, this movie has made $1.4 billion, dollars, not as much as, the first two. But, it's pretty much what's expected out there of this movie to make or something like that. A lot of people are like, yeah, it'll make at least $1 billion. So, of course, Cameron said that if it didn't make as much as the other two, that he would not make anymore. But that's bullshit because I hear he's planning now the other two. So I just think that somebody needs to actually tell us, like, dude, just don't make the same movie that you just made.
Right.
This is basically a rehash of the same movie. And there were so many things that I found that there was so wrong with this movie. Don't get me wrong. It looks beautiful. I think the visual effects and the technical achievements that they achieved are by far probably the best ones of the year. But story-wise, it just fell flat for me on that one. But, like I said, it made how much it made. Right now it made $1,462,822,977 worldwide. So any expected hits for you guys, box office scores that you thought, wow, I can't believe it made that much money?
Yeah, I'm gonna agree.
So
Avatar 3, I expected that to make the numbers. But I also thought it wasn't gonna make as much as the last Avatar movie, which I don't think it did. I think the
Right.
last one hit over 2
yeah.
billion. And I don't think this is gonna cross the 2
No,
billion
not
mark.
at
I think
all.
it's
Not at
already,
all.
I think it'll land somewhere safe in 1.5 around that time frame or something like that. But
Probably so.
um, I think I would tell you this much. The one thing walking out of seeing that movie, yes, I felt like it was just the same movie as the last one, but with fire instead of water. But when I was walking out, I was like, okay, James Cameron is giving us a reason to watch movies in the theater in 3D the correct way.
Right.
Because 3D at one point just became so gimmicky that some movies did not need to be in 3D and you actually were not enjoying it because it made you dizzy, it made you like it just there was no purpose. But he basically filmed this movie with the intentions of it being super optimized by 3D and actually
Hmm.
made me want to buy this game just so that I can the
Oh
Avatar
yeah.
game thing. I'm not a big gamer really. I like really old games, but when I went out to the actual Avatar world, I was like, oh, this is amazing, and you could tell that it transitioned well into the game
Cool.
version. But the yeah, I think the biggest thing was that 3D element. Some people who didn't watch it in 3D, I'm like, you missed out. You should have watched it in
Yeah.
3D because it was meant to. It takes it to a different level. It's not the same,
Yeah. In
especially with the
my
3D
theater,
technology.
I have never seen a 3D movie in the Dolby theater,
Hmm.
which is something they never announced. And this was the
Mm.
first time they did that. Well, half the movie, the fucking glasses weren't working. So all of us are
Mm.
watching a beautiful movie not in 3D. Next thing you know, the movie goes out for like about 5 minutes. They come back and they say, "Oh, hold on, we're fixing or whatever it is." And next thing you know, the movie's in 3D. Of course, they give us free passes and stuff like that, but then when I was watching in 3D, I was like, wow, this is in Dolby theater in Dolby Vision in 3D just looked insane. But That was it. That was like, again, it's the gimmick of, oh, it's 3D and the visuals are beautiful and everything like that. But I'm like, but this is the same story. And let me tell you, I could do another podcast just nitpicking everything on the story and all the things that I found that were wrong with this, which we'll do maybe some other time. But yeah, that it just wasn't there for me, but it did what it was expected to do. The one that was a surprise overperformer was Zootopia 2. That thing is at $1.8 billion right now. Zootopia 2. I watched it. It's fun. And it's a cool movie and stuff like that. But I just didn't expect that it was going to be that like a runaway hit.
Well, keep in mind, when you're creating an animated movie, you're almost guaranteed 2 to 4 tickets every viewing because it's families that are going.
It's family based, yeah.
So, I hope more animations come out because I love animation movies. And I did see Zootopia. It was good. I think there's way better animation movies, but again, I'm not the demographic, obviously. But it's
Well, I was going to say, if that was true, the Bad Guys 2 would have made more and only made 239 million. So, but go ahead.
Well, now here's the thing, right? Bad Guys 2 feels more like, I would say like an adult animation movie, but like Zootopia, even the name sounds like, oh, Zootopia must be with animals, must like the tone feels different. So
Yeah.
and it's also a sequel, so it's so I don't know. It's yeah, but I was surprised that one did like really well.
And it's made most of its money internationally because domestically, it's only made 421 million. The rest is international, and most of it, I think, from China too. Which China is no longer a market that Hollywood is actually, marketing to. But Zootopia, because it's animals, I guess, is doing very well over there. Expensive Misses. Snow White. Has anybody seen this movie? Because I haven't seen it. I heard about it.
No.
How
But
bad
I
it is.
have numbers.
Huh?
I'm sure you do.
I have numbers if you want them.
Oh, the numbers are just tragic.
Atrocious.
Tragic on that.
She looks like a girl that was caught off guard being taken a picture of in half cross-eyed when she was singing, apparently. From what people were telling me, I did not try to watch it. The actress had made some really off comments that pissed people off.
I don't even know what the comments were.
I don't know either. But I was just like,
well, here's the thing.
When they did the Little Mermaid, I was just like, okay. And then they're going to do a Momoa thing, or did they do it already? My feeling is go back to animation, Disney. Please go back to animation because that's what we all love is animated films. Yes, it's fine if you change the race. I'm fine with that, but stop with the live action stuff.
I don't think it was more. It was more the live action than the tone of the movie itself. Because even the actress was like, well, we're trying to create it where she doesn't need Prince Charming to come and save her. She's able to do it herself, which that's not what Snow White is. Okay.
No, it's
Snow White
story.
I'm an idiot. I'm going to eat this apple. I'm going to fucking fall asleep. And somebody's got to come along and kiss me.
And I got these pervy dwarves around me that are here.
Yeah, exactly. Seven dwarves. We sleep together, but not really.
Yeah. I know. It's
the thing is that they already tried that with the Huntsman of having,
right.
So I don't know why
because you can do a live action movie and have it be good. Look at How to Train Your Dragon.
I've yet to watch the live action. I was told it was
Frank,
okay.
That's
you
fantastic.
Know why that movie did great? It's because they almost did it shot for shot.
Exactly.
From what I hear. So that is a true
I
remake.
saw it. It's actually pretty good.
I want to see the animated version of this in live action. I want to expect like more than at least 80% to be just like it, but just updated with the visual effects, make it look lifelike and photo
Right.
real, not
Yeah.
give me a completely different movie. Because at that point, don't call it that movie. It's not the same movie
Exactly.
anymore.
Right.
Obviously,
Yeah.
change things that are just like
And even
blatantly
funnier
not
because
like good, but yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah, How
funnier
to Train Your
because they
Dragon made
do.
$636 million, by the way.
They
Maybe-
actually do change. They changed the girl and made her half black, so she's mixed.
I'm fine with
And
that.
there was nothing wrong with that. So it can be done. You can make a good movie. You can make those
Yeah.
changes that you want to make, and people, as long as it's a good movie, that's the thing that people care
Oh,
about.
absolutely. And
Yes.
it's funny because like this category, most expensive misses. The other one that I have is, of course, is called what is it? Film that cost more than a small country's GDP and still couldn't open above expectations. I had Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning there. And these two movies, Snow White and Mission Impossible, you can actually trade those in those two categories because check this out. Snow White has an estimated loss of about 115 to
170.
200 million dollars.
Yeah,
With-
it's going to lose money. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a reported budget of 270 plus I
Right.
think it had like another 150 million in marketing or something like that. But Mission Impossible, holy shit. Mission Impossible cost $400 million with $200 million how you call it marketing budget.
Advertising,
Granted that
yeah.
it lost $150 million, but it's still fucking $600 million for a goddamn movie, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's insane. And, could it have been done less? Possibly.
Sure.
I mean, but holy shit. I mean, that's a lot. I mean, that's a lot.
It is a lot.
So these two movies, Snow White and Mission Impossible, were the ones that, seriously just lost a lot of money and stuff like that. So now we get to the point of, the movies that, and we'll quickly go through these, but the movies that we're looking forward to for 2026. There's a huge list, and we're not going to go through the entire list, but I think one of the biggest ones, of course, is, and we've been talking about the whole superhero. It's funny how we talked about the entire superheroes movies in 2025 and how they just didn't hit. And I mean, a clear sign of superhero fatigue, which a lot of people in Hollywood just don't want to admit. Like, they don't want to say that. But let's be honest. I mean, it's happening. And even though Superman did better than most people expected, but it didn't do fantastically great where you could go, holy crap. I mean, this thing made $1 billion or $700 million, right?
Yeah.
But, we're waiting for two films from Marvel to come this year. And one of them is Avengers Doomsday, and the other one is
Yes.
Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Well, that's a Sony film / Marvel.
Yeah, but we all know that
It's
Sony's the one
Spider-Man.
making it. I mean,
Sony's making it. Marvel's in charge of it.
Disney is the one making it. Sony's just making the money because they don't know how to make a superhero movie.
Correct.
Right.
But that being said, I mean, those are the two biggest, superhero movies that are coming to
Yes.
2026. And of course, with Doomsday, they're trying to bring back a lot of the people from the original,
Chris
10
Evans.
years,
Yeah, Robert
and-
Downey Jr. Yeah.
Yeah. And the question is this going to be a big hit? I mean, I personally don't think this is ever going to reach Endgame and Infinity.
It's going to be a make or break moment for Marvel Disney at this point, and Sony
I just don't. I mean, I think it's going to make a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. I still think
Well,
it's
it
going
will
to make a lot of money.
Right.
I don't know if it's going to make a lot of money. This movie, I think, is already hitting $1 billion for. I think
Yeah, that's true.
to
Budget.
make the movie.
Yes.
So I don't know if this is gonna. They'll be lucky if they break even. with this. I think what
But
they're
is it
hoping is that
$1 billion for both movies? Because I know there's supposed to be two movies, and now I
But no,
hear
no,
that they're gonna take Infinity. What is it?
no. Secret Wars is going to be
Secret
two
Wars is
films.
gonna be now three movies.
Oh, I thought it was two.
I heard now it's being broken up into three. So I
Oh,
don't
my
know what's going
goodness.
on there. But if you got those three movies plus, let's say, Doomsday, and that's costing $1 billion. All right, you divide that by by four, whatever, and that's $250 million each. Would they make their money off of that from each one? Absolutely, I think they can.
Well,
yeah, right
but
now
yeah,
just Doomsday with marketing and the production budget,
over
they said it's
800.
approaching or exceeding $1 billion
Wow.
Wow.
just to make the
Ouch.
movie, just to make the movie. So I don't. I'm not saying
RDJ
that
needs to cut his cost.
Well, here's the thing. Can this movie make 2 billion? I think it can. I think it's going to make over 1 billion. I'm pretty clear it's going to make that, and it
Yeah,
could
but
make 2 billion. But I think they're hoping this is going to plant the seeds so that all subsequent movies after this almost guarantee, hopefully, $1 billion per movie. I
yeah,
don't think they're expecting this movie to make their money back. This is kind of like an Avatar thing, right? I think they made no money off of Avatar 2 because they spent so much money making that they were hoping that with that movie it'll kickstart the next three movies after that, which it looks like it has. So I think starting now from these movies they start profiting. But this
yes.
movie is like when I tell you that all the chips are down for this one, this is like this is
Well,
it.
It's
Like this is
run.
Yeah, we'll
their
have to
you
we'll
know
have to see if this movie actually, delivers, and I'm hoping it does. I'm hoping it brings back the magic of the MCU.
I also
Spider-Man Brand
too.
New Day, now Spider-Man Brand New Day has a ton of different
Villains.
characters. It has it has the Punisher, it has the
Scorpion.
Scorpion, it has like a ton of people in it. All the Spider-Man movies have been good. I'm hoping this one actually turns out to be, very good too. So, I
Mhm.
mean, I think if I'm not mistaken, is that the only two superhero? Oh, of course, there's Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow.
yes.
Yes,
Right.
That's
I'm
also
looking
coming
forward to
out this
that.
year.
Yep, more hopeful for
And
I
that
would
than
say
Doomsday.
um I would say Clayface for me
Oh yeah,
because
Clayface is yeah. But what is the budget of Clayface in comparison to the other superhero films?
the problem is,
probably like pennies.
is anybody asking for a Clayface movie?
I
No,
am.
but it's been
I would
in
be. You know what I mean?
it's been in production for at least a good 4 or 5 years, and kind of similar to Joaquin Phoenix's first Joker film, which was an underrated or underbudgeted
Which
hit.
turned out to be fantastic, and then they made a
And
movie,
the
a second
sequel
movie
that
that
screwed it
later we
up.
found out that the director actually sabotaged that movie so it could
Correct.
fail on purpose. I
Yeah.
don't think he's ever going to
Well,
work in
this
Hollywood again.
movie is supposed to cost around 45 million, but with marketing, it's probably reaching around 80, 90 million. So,
Hmm.
they're probably going to want this movie to hit, I don't know,
At
more than
least 200.
400. Well, yeah, just to break even, but then they want to profit off of this. So they're probably going to want they're probably going to want this to make like no less than 350, but expectations over
The
500
only way
million,
that this makes
you know.
money is if you have Batman in it.
Oh yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's I don't know, it's Clayface. Like the Joker is such a famous villain,
Iconic
but
villain,
Clayface
yeah.
is like, what? Clayface? I mean, shit, you could do a Catwoman movie, and well, they did, and that failed miserably.
That
But
failed miserably, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, watch what you say there.
yeah, no, exactly. So,
Well, there's also a movie that was based upon a toy that had a cartoon hit, Masters of the Universe, that's coming out too this
oh
coming
my
year.
god, that looks horrible.
And it's so funny too because the original 80s version that had Courtney Cox in it and
That's even
my God,
worse.
Dolph Lundgren.
Dolph Lundgren and a whole bunch of other people in it. And you look at it and then everybody kept mocking that, but this has better CGI, better graphics. It might work in the
Don't get me wrong.
context of the new
I
generation.
think that Skeletor looks fantastic.
Oh yes, from what I see.
mean, but
Yeah.
it's voiced by Jared Leto, so hopefully,
Right.
he doesn't, poison the well there. But I don't know, man. Like the guy who plays He-Man, a little too skinny for me, man.
Yeah, he looks too small.
Yeah, he looks a
Yeah,
little too
yeah.
small. So I
Yeah,
don't
he
know.
does.
Another one that I think I just saw the full trailer for Mandalorian Grogu.
Oh
Gives,
yeah,
gives me a
that
little
might
bit more hope compared to what I was
it,
seeing
it
before.
It
might be
looks
a saving
interesting.
grace for Disney at this point if Marvel really screws up because they have all their money in that. And I look forward to that. It's like, when was the last time we saw a Mandalorian show or anything?
Yeah,
What
I
was it,
mean, it
3
might be too late. I
years?
mean, it's been like what 3 years now since
Yeah.
Last Man. So will this work? I don't know. I mean, but we'll have to see. I think Dave Filoni is bringing back a lot of the characters, of course, from what was it, Rebels, Star Wars Rebels, the
Yes.
animated series,
Mhm.
Yep.
and so he's trying to kind of bring that all into live action, and I guess this is a movie to do that too because you see one of the characters in there. But we'll see.
Right.
We'll have to see how this does. I mean, this is the first Star Wars movie to go into theaters. It's now been what, 10 years? I don't know how long, or 8 years or something like that. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been
So,
a long while
and this
since we
is
had a Star Wars movie.
Disney's plan is to now be more theatrical with their
Mm.
releases for Star Wars as opposed to, having just a whole bunch of shows coming out on Disney Plus. Another big one that's actually a lot of people are hoping that this might be a Oscar winner will be Dune Messiah.
Oh yes.
So the first two Dunes, I love the movies. I think they're absolutely fantastic, and I just hope that this one actually delivers when it comes to that. There's
Hmm.
also, there's been this kick on Universal monsters, right? So
Yeah, the Mummy.
I would say and I'll get to that, but I would say what is it? Del Toro's Frankenstein that came out in Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah, we covered
Beautiful
that.
movie, man. That was just a
Yes.
fantastically nice movie.
Yep.
And then now they're gonna make The Bride with
Yes.
and so I'm
More
like, okay,
updated version of the Bride.
Yeah, but
too.
that's a
Right.
different thing.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
different thing, but it's still, part of that whole Universal thing. And then I saw the
Lee
trailer
Cronin's
to
The
the
Mummy.
Mummy.
Yeah,
That's really different.
that is
Holy
really
shit.
out. And Lee Cronin putting his name in front of it, like John Carpenter's The Thing. That to me points credibility of this could be really genuine and very innovative for what he's doing.
Yeah, listen, I saw the trailer the other day and I said, yo, that shit looks scary.
It is scary.
That looks that thing is actually frightening, man. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay, so I mean, and let me tell you, I just saw Dracula.
Oh, I didn't like it.
Which one?
They were
It just
parts
came
of it.
out.
Yeah,
Parts of it were
parts of it.
good, but
Yeah.
it was too up and down for me.
It was so
just
up and
too
down.
extreme.
And when
He
they
did a
had,
great job though as Dracula.
you know what?
Total vibes of the '90s Dracula movie with Gary Oldman. Like
Gary Oldman,
I got all the, and that was a great thing. But yeah, I mean, keep going. But yeah, I
No,
I call like an
the
early
thing that got
screening
to
of
me
it.
about that movie is that they have this whole Spanish fly uh
You giving the Spanish
elixir.
fly out? What's up?
He puts on Spanish fly and people just, all of a sudden all these people are
He puts like
attracted to
Old
him.
Spice, and then everyone likes him.
Oh my god!
No, it was pretty bad. But there was certain parts of that tragedy of why he really, really wanted to, be with this woman and stuff like that, which
Yeah.
part of it, I was like, you know what? That's a really great way to explore that character, but I wasn't, it just didn't thrill me. But, this is all the Universal monsters being done in such a weird way. Cause even the werewolf that came out last year,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was rough, man. I mean, it's
It
still
was
good,
rough.
but it was,
piece
yeah,
of
but
crap.
It seemed more independent than anything, and that's what it was. And
Yeah.
honestly, they tried their best. It could be worse. It could be the Jack Nicholson version of Werewolf.
but that wasn't based off of the Universal monsters.
No, but it came out at that hype when we had Robert De Niro as Frankenstein
Right.
during I forget Kenneth Branagh's version of Frankenstein, and it was more at that moment where we were getting these movies. Now it's like, please don't give me and I'm not trying to diss Robert Englund in any way. I love Robert Englund as a Freddy Krueger and everything else, but he played a Phantom of the Opera, and they tried to do this in the early 90s in a low budget. It was
Right.
bad. And there's certain movies, and that werewolf movie was like, hey, we got an all-star cast, we got this kind of okay budget, but it just didn't do well. But we're trying to capitalize on this Universal Monsters kick that's going on in the 90s. They're trying to do that again. I hate saying it, but Hollywood gets to be redundant at times when they try to do this, and they try to do this within, I would say, within a 5-year period of coming out with these movies that are very similar within the same genre context, and try to revitalize
I just wish they gave everything to Guillermo del Toro, because look,
his werewolf movie was better.
which werewolf movie are you talking about?
No, it wasn't Guillermo
You're
del Toro.
you're talking about like The Shape of Water.
No. Shape of Water, it was great. Yes, I'm talking about Benicio del Toro
Right.
and his.
I'm
I'm
werewolf
sorry.
man.
Yes,
Yeah, I
I'm
love
sorry.
that movie.
I'm
That was
confusing
an
the two Del Toros.
amazing.
No, right. That to me, I love the transformation of the the only thing I didn't like was the whole Anthony
fight at the end?
Hopkins. Yeah, that looked very cheesy.
Yeah,
But
the
everything
kind of
else,
rewrite.
man, yeah,
Yeah.
everything else was actually really cool. No, I'm talking about what's his name? Del Toro, the director.
Guillermo, you're
Guillermo
talking
del
about
Toro.
with the Shape of Water.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Guillermo
Yeah.
del Toro, not Benicio del Toro, Guillermo del Toro, like with Shape of Water, it's basically an unofficial, creature from the Black Lagoon.
It is
Right.
And now Frankenstein, and what they should have done is just say, hey, you know what? We're going to give you Dracula. We're going to give you all these things. You go ahead and make your movie, man.
Have
Because it
fun.
seems like you're the only one that
he
really
should have made the
gets
universe
this.
that they were trying to do, because
Yeah.
that's what they
Yeah,
were
that's
trying to
right.
do
That
for
was
a
the
while
idea
with,
from the beginning.
with the Dracula Untold. He was going to star as like the Dracula that was going to be in all the movies, and then the Benicio del Toro Wolfman was going to be the second. But then what tanked it all was Tom Cruise's The Mummy.
Correct.
Because his movie didn't become successful, they tanked the universe. And it's actually a shame,
Right.
because last
Yeah.
year I went to Universal Studios and I went on the new ride that's Dr. Frankenstein, which they actually made her they made Dr. Frankenstein a female, and basically she works with the Frankenstein monster to try to capture all of these historic creatures. So the whole ride is
Oh.
you traveling through these different universes and capturing the Wolfman, capturing the creature from the Black Lagoon, capturing Phantom of the Opera. But it's Dracula who's like the main villain, who's trying to collect all these creatures. And I was like, oh my God, this would be such a dope universe movie, like, or a TV series. Like, this would have been a cool way to translate it. But again, I think it requires, it would be like its own MCU, and it requires a person like Guillermo del Toro to give it that consistency. I mean,
Correct.
look at Hellboy. Like, he's not even in that universe, and he would
Right.
fit in that universe,
Yeah, no, absolutely. So another movie that all of a sudden I saw the trailer for it, and it really got me pumped, was Disclosure Day.
Oh yes.
The
Yeah.
Steven Spielberg.
Yep.
I mean, I was like, yo, what's going on there with that? I heard that he was going back to that genre. I just didn't realize. I heard about it, but then I was just like, oh, well, whatever. And then all of a sudden this thing came out, and I was like, yo, I got to see that.
Yep.
I definitely got to see that.
I
Yeah,
heard
it
this
looks
through
interesting.
somebody I know that works through Amblin Entertainment, that works with Steven Spielberg directly, and he mentioned it to me a year ago when they were filming, when he mentioned Emily Blunt and Wyatt Russell and a few other people on the show. I asked him back then, and he really says, he goes, don't mention it. And that was then. Now we got the trailer out. But the cool thing is the way he said it was, he basically stated it was, what was it? Close Encounters of the Third Kind on the road. And that's how he kind of described the script,
Wow,
what
okay.
he had originally written or
Interesting.
read. Yeah,
Okay.
and how the world perceives aliens at that point. And I'm like,
Right.
okay, so I'm really at that
I'm
time
intrigued on it, man. It
I'm
just looks
intrigued.
something just
Yeah.
tells me that it's going to be really cool. The other one is the Odyssey, man. Of course, you can't go wrong
Oh,
with
yeah.
Christopher Nolan, and
Mhm.
I'm really looking for. I never read the book ever. I mean, I know that
Mm.
probably was required reading in high school, and Frank would know that. I just half the time I just didn't go to school. So
We both didn't go to school. I
yeah,
went a little bit
exactly.
more than you, though.
Opening weekend is already sold out. They
Is it
sold those
really?
tickets out. Yeah, they sold those tickets a year ago from its release date. So the
Wow.
IMAX screenings are already sold out for opening weekend.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
So I guess I won't be seeing it opening weekend. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's actually one that looks really cool. And then there's others, like there's Godzilla Minus Zero, I guess,
Yep.
second
Right.
sequel to Minus One.
Yep.
Did you guys see the trailer to Digger?
What's
Mm-mm.
It's a
that?
Tom Cruise movie, and he's like playing an old man or something like that with a shovel. You guys got to see this trailer. It's
Is it
supposed to
based
be
off the
like
video game?
Dig Dug?
no, Doug Dig Dug. I don't know if it's based off of that, but that would
That'd
be
be
funny.
funny if it did.
Yeah, there's a Mortal Kombat 2 with Keith Urban.
That's what I'm waiting forward
Yeah.
to.
Carl Urban. Yep.
Carl Urban. I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
Carl Urban,
Carl Urban.
yeah.
You know what's interesting is like I saw him on this and I went, okay, is this going to be one of those that, oh yeah, I practiced martial arts for like,
A
6
week.
months and now I'm supposed to be the super martial artist and stuff. And then you'll notice it's like, no, you're not, dude. Or, or has he practiced like real martial arts in his life? I have to find that out because there are some actors out there that are actually real martial artists. But, if it's, how can I say, if they could pull it off, with
yeah.
him because he's such a great actor.
Right.
If they could pull it off with him just doing whatever he's gonna do.
Hey, he was great as Judge Dredd.
Yeah.
He was. Oh, absolutely.
exactly.
Fantastic. And of course, in the
And The
in the
Boys.
boys, he's
And The Boys.
fantastic too.
Yeah.
So there's also The Devil Wears Prada 2 coming out. There's
Rehash. Evil Dead Burn.
Evil Dead Burn is coming out. Jumanji 3. We have what is it? That's Toy Story 5 is also coming out. That's another
Yes.
movie that will make a few $1 billion too.
Long time coming too, and the return of Matthew Lillard in Scream 7.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That is fantastic. Yeah. So I mean, those are those are some of the movies that are coming up, and
Super
I
Mario
mean,
Galaxy.
Yes.
Super
Super
Yes.
Mario
I am
Galaxy, another one that's
highly
going,
anticipating
another
that
one
one.
that will probably make
Yeah.
a lot of money. Out of these, I mean, the ones that we just talked about, I mean, I think the one that's not probably going to meet all expectations is definitely, I think it's like Masters of the Universe,
Yeah.
things like that. Probably The Bride. I don't see The Bride being something that is going to.
There was kind of like what was it? It came out about a couple of years ago. It was like a girl that creates her own Frankenstein. I forget her name. Anyhow,
Oh,
it was
it's,
I think I know what you're talking about.
shoot.
Yeah.
yeah, and that
like
kind of
Lydia
came and went.
Frankenstein or something like that, or
Yeah, something like that. That's what The Bride kind of resembles to me in comedic as well as dramatic and horror all at once at the same time. So I
Right.
feel that this movie is going to have the same presence as that. It'll probably be a hit amongst the hip, cool kids out there that of the young generation, not like us old men. But the thing is,
Speak
once
for
it gets to
yourself. I'm
shut-
a very young.
okay, Daddy-O.
Yeah, that being said,
Oh, Michael
very
Jackson.
young, approaching 60.
your
I would
projection.
say no. I was gonna say Michael Jackson is another one that I'm looking
There's
forward
a
to.
Michael Jackson movie coming out, and
Oh, that's right. Yes.
yeah, I was like, oh, okay, that's happening.
we already you have it listed here, but the Rip already did come out with Jason
The
Momoa.
Rip came
and
out, and let me tell you, I actually enjoyed that movie.
I love that movie. Jacob Batalon was like amazing in it and doing his Jackie Chan. He's like, what did
You talking about the Wrecking Crew?
oh, the Wrecking
No,
Crew.
The
Okay.
Rip, which is
The-
with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck.
Yes,
It came out
that
in,
was also amazing too. Yes.
That I saw. That was really good. I
That
actually
was
saw both of
amazing.
them. I saw
the Wrecking Crew is the one with the
Momoa
with
and
Dave Bautista and Jason Momoa.
yeah,
Yeah.
you got him wrong. I
got
actually
him
enjoyed that
mixed up.
too. I thought it was okay, but the Rip I actually enjoyed a lot. I thought
That
that was
was
actually
great. Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
written well. I highly recommend it. The Rep-
Greenland
yeah.
2.
Joe Carnahan. So he's good at doing those types of stories.
Yeah.
Yes.
Um,
Greenland
I
2,
saw-
you said.
yeah, Greenland 2. I enjoyed the first movie. This one was just okay. Nothing, I don't know. This one
nothing
didn't do it.
substantial?
Yeah, this one, nothing substantial. So,
Okay.
it came out like a month ago or so like that. And of course, there's the Bone Temple, which I think, Adam, you said that it's supposed to be really good and supposed to
Yeah,
tie in
I
the
have
last
to watch
movie.
that this week, and friends of mine have been
Yeah.
like, "Hey, you need to."
I'll have to check it out.
Then you got the Strangers. What 3?
Who
Oh, I
wants to
saw
see that?
Yeah, I've seen it already.
Yeah.
It got distributed recently, but
They literally killed all of them in Strangers 2, and I was like, "There you go. That's it."
Yeah, Moana is also supposed to be a live version of Moana coming out.
Right.
There's the
right.
Hunger Games. Also, there's
Street Fighter.
yes,
Street Fighter. I heard
Live
about
action
that
Street
one.
Fighter.
Oh, here's another one. Project Hail Mary with Ryan
Oh,
Gosling.
Yeah, the more I watch
yes.
the trailers, the more I'm getting excited for that movie.
I'm really looking forward to that.
It reminds me of something that came out years ago with Sam Rockwell, I think it was. The Astronaut. If you remember that movie that came out years ago. It was
Are you talking about Moon?
what I think you're
No,
yeah,
not
I think-
Moon.
Yeah, you're
You
talking about
the other
Moon. That
one.
Moon is actually really good.
Yeah, it kind of
No,
gave
no.
me that
Moon is the
same
one where
impression.
he's a clone.
Yeah.
Correct.
Spoiler alert.
The one
Spoiler
that
alert,
he's talking
dude.
about is the
Spoilers.
one where
You just ruined it
the
for
one you're talking about the
three
one where he has
people
to
out
save
there.
the world.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes,
This
that's what
one.
I'm talking about. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Adam.
Yeah.
You're talking about Moon. Okay.
Yeah. I just rewatched this the other day.
Yeah.
No, but this one looks like it's a mix of a feel good. The VFX look really good.
Yeah.
I like Ryan
The alien
Gosling.
work
And I
in
like
it.
the fact
Yeah.
that they revealed the alien. They didn't keep
Right
it
away.
because the alien looks very simple. So they
Yeah.
didn't keep it like, oh, let's keep it a secret until people see it. I just
Yeah.
thought, okay, so they don't care.
It looked like an
so-
insect to me, which
It
is
looks
weird.
like
it
a
looks
rock-
like
like a
it looks like a
rock
rock or
insect.
something like that.
Yeah.
With arms or something like that. So there's also Coyote versus Acme. So it's
Yeah.
That sounds
of course,
interesting.
that's a cartoon coming out or animated film. But there
I will
is
say
a
this Wuthering Heights came out. I did see it because it was a Valentine's movie, my wife and I. But again, a movie that's shot well, good acting, set design's good. The music is actually really good.
right.
It's nice seeing it in the theater because visually there's a lot to take in.
Right.
I'm not sure how it's performing in the box office, and again, I never read the book, so I don't know how to compare it, but that one was pretty good. But so far for me, I think the Bone Temple is my number one so far. I mean, it's only been 2 months, but Bone Temple
Right,
I think
right.
was a pleasant surprise for me, as one of
I
the
guess
early
I'm gonna have
movies I
to
saw
watch
this year.
it.
Mm.
I
There is a werewolf movie coming out too.
Oh yeah,
there is. Yeah.
Yeah, so there is another werewolf movie coming out. I'm telling you, they're trying to really cash in on the Universal stuff. There's a Cat
Yeah.
in the Hat movie coming out.
oh yeah.
No Mike
so-
Myers in that, everybody, so it's okay.
Oh, what? It's
No
not Mike Myers. Yeah, no, that is true. What else we have here? I'm just going to, through the trusty internet just to see what else is coming out. But I think that's actually it. I mean, I think we covered some of the big movies that are actually coming out for 2026. And some of them, hey, listen, we'll have to see what it does to the box office out there. People have gotten so used to not wanting to go to the movies, and it's still a struggle out there. Let me tell you, it's
Yeah.
it's really, really bad, but you know, we still try to support it as much as we can, and hopefully we'll still go watch and sit down in a movie theater and watch, have a communal experience with a bunch of people watching this thing. Oh, by the way, anybody saw Mercy,
No.
the
No.
Nope.
AI movie? Yeah, don't watch it. So that's what I would say.
Forewarning listeners, don't watch it.
Yeah, don't watch it. And I think it came out last year, but or I'm not sure. But Sisu 2,
Oh yes, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
not as good as Sisu 1, but it was all right. I think it still failed at the box office. But other than that, let me tell you, we got a few things to look forward to, and hopefully they'll be pretty cool.
And
But
if
no,
for those listeners, you actually do have a list of movies that if you haven't watched them yet, you have our ideas and thoughts of what you should watch. And if you haven't watched them, go watch them. Put them in on your list. It'd be great.
oh, absolutely, yeah, no, absolutely. So there's a movie called War Machine, which is
Yes.
on Netflix coming out. That's another one. So there's a few also streaming movies.
Mhm.
I think that one's with Alan Rickman, who is who's Reacher. So we'll have
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
I'm kind of looking forward to that one too. Well,
Alan
I want to thank
Rickman, did
everybody
you
for.
say?
Go ahead.
Did you say Alan Rickman?
No, Richter, or what is his
Oh,
name?
okay.
Rickson. I'm sorry, Alan Rickson.
Alan Rickson.
Rickson.
All right, yeah.
Whatever.
Not to be misconfused or confused with Mr. Alan Rickman, who you could actually go see in Dogma, which is now available on Blu-ray and streaming now for download purchases. Everybody, not to give a cheap plug for Mr. Kevin Smith, but you could actually purchase it now.
Is he paying you for this?
No, he's not.
Okay. Jeez.
I have to give something for Kevin at least every once in a while to be nice to him.
Okay. Well, I want to thank everybody for tuning in into our 2025 rehash and our 2026 movies that we're looking forward to. I want to thank Frank, Mark, and Adam for coming on the show. And I want to thank everybody else for tuning in. So hopefully next time we'll see you out there. And thank you once again for being on the show. Have a good night.
Bye-bye, everybody.